Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osereme, and in today's video we are going to be making this beautiful fabric flower. This is something that you can use for a sleeve. As you can see on the screen, it was used for a sleeve, and that's what I intend to use this flower for. So if this is something you're interested in, definitely keep on watching, hit on the subscribe button, and let us get started. Alright guys, this is the fabric I'm going to be using for this sleeve. It's a type of damask, I think. I'm not really sure, but this is what it looks like. And I'm going to be making use of full 3 yards for the making of this sleeve. I also have my Estee here, which I'm going to be using for my interfacing. So these are basically the two major materials you will need. And then of course you will need a pattern paper to draw the pattern for the petals of our flower. So I'm going to be using a 7-inch to measure these 7 inches. I'm just going to measure 7 inches from the end of my small paper here, and I'm going to go ahead and draw it out. So I'm going to be creating a 7 inches square. That's what I'm going to be using to create this petal. So I'll draw this out first, and on the other side I'm going to measure 7 inches as well to get my square. If you don't want your sleeve to come out as big as the way mine is looking, you can use 6 inches for the making of this square. Now go ahead and cut out your square, just like you see me doing like this. Now once you're done cutting this out, just go ahead and fold this piece into 2 equal halves like this, just like you see me doing. So once you're done folding it into 2 equal halves, go ahead and divide the length into 2. So the length here, I will just divide what I have here into 2 equal halves, and then draw a straight line across. So we just divided this paper into 2 again. So on the folded edge here, from the folded edge, I'm going to draw a curve. It's just a rough curve, okay? So I'm just using my curved ruler here to draw a curve towards the other side like this, just like you see me doing like this. Just draw like a curve at the top here. Then at the bottom here, what you should do is come in by about 1/4 of an inch and then connect it back to that curve that you made where you had that straight line in the middle. So you should have it looking something like this, okay? So I'm going to go up here now from here by about 1/2 inch. Go up by 1/2 inch on this edge, and then just create a curve to meet this point like this. Just follow what I'm doing and you get exactly the same result. So once you're through with this, you can now go ahead and cut it out following the curves that we just drew. So you can see what I'm doing here is really very simple. So following the curves. So when you open this up, you see it kind of looks like a flower, and then you can now make curves on pleats on it like this. But I felt like this curve was not well done. So what I want to do is to make it a bit more curvy. So as you can see, I just placed my curve on the curved edge again and just created another curve that went in more. And now this is what I have, okay? Now this is the first petal. Now from this edge here, I'm going to come down by 1 inch and create a curve back to this point. Now this is going to be my second petal. You guys are going to be seeing how I work with this. So this first big one is the first petal. Now from here, this one I'm drawing now is going to be the second one. You can see that they are not all the same sizes. So this is one and this is the second one. So from this second one, I'll come down by another 1 inch and create the curve to meet the same point the other ones got to like this, okay? So now this will be the third one. So 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm not going to cut it out yet. I'm going to be using it full like this to cut out the first set of petals. So I have my fabric here. I've already ironed my interfacing, which is the Estee, to the wrong side. You can see it used to be black, so now it's white. So once you've done that, go ahead and fold your fabric into 4. So I folded it into 2 before, and I'm folding it again to make it a fold into 4. And I'm going to go ahead and iron this out. Now you must fold your fabric into 4 for each petal that you're going to be cutting out, because this fabric is going to serve as both lining and the front. So you must cut it out into 4. So make sure to iron your fabric into 4. So once you're done ironing it out, go ahead and bring in your pattern paper. The straight part should be on the folded edge of your fabric, okay? Make sure of that. It should be on the folded edge. And then go ahead and pin it down. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut this out, okay? So I will just cut around the pattern paper. Alright Alright guys, so this is what I had after I was done cutting it out. As you can see, I went ahead to cut out 5 more using this same particular pattern. So in total, you should have 6 of each size. So now that we are done with this size, I'm going to go ahead and remove my pattern paper and I'm going to cut out the next size. So for the next size, I'm going to now remove this pattern 1, the one I labeled 1. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off, as you can see. So now we're going to cut out 6 as well with this pattern here. So you will just also fold your fabric just like you did for the biggest one. So fold your fabric, pin it down and just go ahead and cut it out, and then cut out 6 pieces of it. When you're through with that, remove the pattern 2 and then go ahead and cut out 6 pieces using the pattern 3 as well. So after I was done with all of this, this is what I had. Okay, so this is what you should have when you're done. So you should have 3 different sizes of this and you should have at least 6 of each one. Okay, so this is what each one looks like when you open it up. So they are double. Each piece is double. So this was why I told you guys to make sure that your fabric is folded into 4 when you are cutting it out. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have 6. I cut out some too much, so I'm just making sure that it's 6 because I'm going to be working with 6. So once you're through, go ahead and pick one piece of your fabric, place them together right sides facing each other, and go ahead and sew all the way around. After I was done making my stitches around, this is what I have. You can see I did it for all of the pieces that I have. So I just made the stitches on the curved area. Make sure not to do it everywhere, just around the curved area that I told you guys I was going to stitch. You can see. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce the stitching allowances that I have here, turn these over to the right side, and then iron them out. So we're going to do this for all of the pieces that we have. You need to resist your own limits. This fire is... Guys, one thing about this fabric is that it frays a lot. So what I did was, after I was done with everything, I went ahead to weave the open edge. You guys know it as weaving, that's why I'm calling it weaving. It's actually called serge. So I did it for all of the open spaces. And after that, I went ahead to cut out a circle piece. It's 7 by 7 as well on both sides. Okay, and I just stitched it all the way around, leaving an open space for me to turn it out. So I'm going to turn this over to the right side, and I'm just going to now use a top stitch to finish up the area where I turned it through. And I'm going to go ahead and iron this out. Now, this is the piece where we are going to be placing all our petals to make it into that circular shape that you see. So I'm going to go back to the sewing machine now and make a top stitch here and then iron out this piece. So my loves, after I was done, this is what I have. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing now is to start placing my petals. I'm going to start with the biggest size first. So I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and sew it all the way around this circle. I'm going to be making a pleat as I sew around. Okay, so after the first size, I will follow with the other size and then followed by the smallest one. So let's go over to the sewing machine and start with the first size first. Notice how I'm placing my flowers one on top of the other. Okay, so I'm placing them one on top of the other, not just waiting for one to finish before I place the other one. So I'm placing them so that they will lap. So after I'm done with that, I make my pleat and then I just go ahead and sew around, as you can see. So I'll just place the next flower and then make my pleat and sew around like this. So now, after I was done with the first layer, as you can see, I just brought in the second ones, which is the second size, and I'm just placing it about 1 inch above where I stitched down the first set, and I'm still just stitching it the exact same way I did for the other one. So you can just see what I'm doing, and I'm just placing my fabric on top of each other, making my fold and stitching it down. So now, after I was done with the first 2 layers, this is what I have. You can see how nice it looks. So now I am going to go ahead now and start sewing with the last ones, which is this tiniest one here. So it's just the exact same thing I'll be doing. I'm going to go ahead and start stitching about 1/2 inch away from where my first stitch started from, and I'm just going to also be placing these ones and making a fold. Now, while I was doing this, I noticed that this area was so strong. It was really so strong for the machine to sew because we are now in the middle and we have stitched in a lot of fabrics all together there. So for this last layer, I did not use all the 6 pieces. I used just about 3 of them, and I had to actually take it away from the sewing machine and take it to my table to use my needle and thread to continue from here, because at this point it became too thick for my sewing machine. I later realized when I looked closely at what I was trying to recreate that there was another layer that looked like it was a bit puffy on the inside. So I had to cut out these tiny pieces, smaller than the smallest of all of these petals here. And what I'm going to be doing with these tiniest pieces that I created is to put fiber inside them. So I did them just the same way I did for the other ones that we did earlier, just like this one is a bit smaller. Okay, so this is a fiber. It's called fiber. If you go to the market, it's called fiber. This white thing I'm putting in here, this is to make it look puffy. So I'm just stuffing it into these ones, and once I'm through with this, it should look like this. And I'm going to place it on the petal. At this point, I've told you guys before, I'm no longer using my sewing machine here because it became so difficult to work with. So here now, I'm just using my needle and thread to now tack my pieces in, as you can see. So I've already done one of the stuffy ones, as you can see here. So this is the second one. I'm just placing it nicely, and I'm just going to go ahead and stitch it at the center, as you can see me doing like this. So guys, after I was done stitching nicely the puffy pieces, this is what it looks like. Okay, so now to finish this up, I am going to create another little flower to place at the middle. Now I've cut out this piece, I folded it into 2 and created curves on both edges. Now the length of this piece here is 23 inches, and after that I went ahead to just create curves on both edge, and then went ahead to weave it out so that it doesn't fray, because this fabric frays a lot. So what I'm going to do now is on this curved edge, I'm going to use my needle and thread to just make gather stitches. So it's just going to be simple straight stitches. I'll just make it from one edge to the other edge. Do not tie it at any point, don't back stitch, just like you would make your gathers. So I'm just going to stitch this all the way to the other edge so that I can pull on this to give me gathers and give me a beautiful flower. Once you're done making your stitch, don't tie it, instead just pull on it first, and you can see it's already creating that flower design. It's already curving in nicely. Okay, so just pull on the gather that you have made. When you're done pulling on it is when you should now tie it up at this edge so that it stays perfectly in place and do not move again. So now I've tied it up. This is what I have. So I'm just going to go ahead and just make this into a flower by just like putting it all the way around together. Just fold it around to give me a beautiful flower, and then I'm just going to use my needle and thread to just secure it in place as I try to get it to become a flower. So as I folded it in once, I'm just going to use my needle and thread to stitch it down, just like you see, and then I'll fold it in again, stitch it down, fold it all the way around and stitch it down, and that'll basically be all for this particular one. So guys, this is what I had after I was done with all of my stitches. So I'm just going to place this now at the middle of my flower here, just to secure that area that is rough and make it look neat. So once I place it in like this, I'm just also going to go ahead and use my needle and thread to sew it in place, and that will basically be all for the making of this flower. So guys, this is what I had after I was done with everything, and this is what it looks like. So to finish up the back, I'll just tie up my thread here nicely, and that is basically all for the making of this petal sleeve. To attach this to your dress, you will just create like a little band on your sleeve and then top stitch this to it. So yeah, this is what it looked like after I was done with everything. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one.